Hi, hello everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel Spotify Learn. Today I'm here with the most important video that is about the last module of OS. Many members or many students they are asking me is that we will ignore all the fifth module if we study fourth and all. That is the main mistake you do. Please don't do that. The fifth module, if you don't need at least numericals, at least if you aim to pass or little score like that, you can just go through the theory part so that you can be remembering and you can write the theory part at least if you don't understand the numericals. So let's start with the theory part, okay? And the most comment and most DMs I'm getting nowadays is you please do the videos of DDCO. More and more DMs I'm getting that please wait it, I'll do from tomorrow as I'm completing the video of OS today, okay? If you want the same PDF as I say, you can DM me on Instagram. My Instagram account will be mentioned in the description box also. Now let's start without further wasting the time. If you're watching my channel without subscribing, make sure to subscribe and then watch the video. It makes me supported and more help to more videos, okay? Now let's discuss what is a file, what is it attributes and its file operations. What is a file? It is a named collection of related information that is recorded on secondary storage. It will be stored in the secondary storage and it is a collection of related information. It is file. The information in a file is defined by its creator. The creator will be defining it. Many types of information can be stored, that is object programs, executable data, numeric data, text, payroll records, that is about the payments methods and all, graphic images, sound recordings and so on, audio, anything you can be storing. And it will be in defined structure. It has some characters, it has some subroutines and functions, it is executable statements, and sequence of bytes will be there and series of codes will be there. You just need to remember the code words that I'm saying so that it will be, see now the practical, if I say, if you read the whole theory part, you will not be remembering. So the thing I'll say is just you remember the keywords that you need to remember for the particular question, okay? If you remember that, it is sufficient. Next we will discuss about the file attributes. See, the sub question they have asked is about the file attributes, right? What is the file attributes? What does the file mainly contains of? Now if we see that, it is when you have to define a file, what it is, you have to define a name for a particular file, right? When you are naming it, it should have some rules or regulations that it need to be followed. That means it should be only in the textual form or it can be in alphanumeric, that is alphabet plus numerical numbers form, like that it may be, okay? Identifier, it is a unique tag, usually a number, it is used to identify that particular. Next is what type of file it is. .csv you will get, .pdf as you know most of you, and excel you will get, dot ppt you will get. These are all the types of files that you have, okay? Next is about the size. What is a size in bytes or words or blocks? It is represented. Next is protection, that is for privacy security, okay? That is access control information, determines who can do reading, writing, executing and so on. And next is time, date and user information. Next is the information may be kept for creation, last modification and last use. Next is you have the directory structure which also resides on secondary storage. You saw already the file resides in secondary storage. This will also be in the secondary storage. Now if you see the file operations, what you can do mainly, you can create a file, you can read a file, you can reposition within a file. Like if you have one file, you can do reposition, okay? We will see what it is. Next you can delete a file. Creating a file, you can generally write, there are two steps, that is space within a file should be there, that is empty. Next you can do an entry with, when you write in a file, when you have that empty, when you create a file, you write in the related information in it, okay? Now it will be having some of the information in it which was blank earlier. Now reading a file means, to read a file, use a system call that specifies the name of the file, that is you have discussed here, right? Name you have given, that will be here. Next you will execute that, and the file which you have executed, that will be in the next block of the file, okay? Now the same way you can read these theories. What is the reposition within a file is, the directory is searched, what you have got the directory, right? That is searched for a appropriate entry you do, and current file position pointer is repositioned to given value, and the file value will be there, the right, that will be repositioned to given value. Within a file does not include like input output, it will not be there. The file operation that will seek for, it is known as file seek. Okay, deleting a file, and next is about the truncating a file. That is, you have a content of a file means, but it keeps it attributes to erase. Okay, when you want to erase some of the contents of a file, but you have to keep its attributes, that is called basically truncating. And other common operations are there, appending new information. That is, when you have one particular file, when you have to add some information, that is called appending. Next, you can do most of the have in searching directories. When you have one file, if you want to search in it, okay, that is called as searching. Next, we will discuss about the various directories. The first is about the single level. Single level, you can see there is one directory and it is linked to one file. Okay, see, contains one per file. Next, you can read the theories and all. This advantages implementation is easy. If there are smaller number of files, searching is easier. When we have two files, the searching become difficult. Next, if you see the two level directory, I hope you can go through these theory part. Okay, next is about the two level directory. What is two level directory? You can see here there is 4 directories, and user file, this is master file directory, this is user file. It is linked, see, for many of it, that is called 2 directory. 2 level directory, it is linked to 2, that is you call user file directory, that is UFD. They have similar structure, but each have only one single user. Okay, now when you see a refer particular file, it has own UFD is searched. Okay, now different user may have, andre ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಯೂಸರ್ ಯಾರು ಇರ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ ಅವರಿಗೆ ವಿತ್ ಸೇಮ್ ನೇಮ್ ಫೈಲ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಆ್ಯಸ್ ಲಾಂಗ್ ಆ್ಯಸ್ ದ ಫೈಲ್ ನೇಮು ವಿತಿನ್ UFD ಆರ್ ಯೂನಿಕ್. UFDದು ಫೈಲ್ ನೇಮ್ ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತನಕ ಆ ಫೈಲ್ ನೇಮ್ ಯೂನಿಕ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತನಕ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಆಕ್ಸೆಸ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಅಂತ. ವೆನ್ ಯು ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಅ ಫೈಲ್, ದ ಆಪರೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಸರ್ಚಸ್ only that UFD rather than another file, okay, that exists. To delete a file, you can search the local UFD and all. You can go through these. Advantages is no file name collision, efficient searching. Disadvantages, users are isolated from one and can't cooperate on the same task. Next is about the tree structured directories. One you studied about single level, 2 level. Now you will study about the tree structure. Tree is what basically you will have root with its children's, right? That is the basic idea here. See, there is a root which has 3 children. Here also there is, it is linked to some or the other. Now when you have to see this, there is 2 basics, that is absolute and relative path. Okay, that is begins at the root, and the next is defines a path from the current directory. How do you delete here means, you have to delete an empty directory, means that does not has any of the elements in it. You can just delete it. When you have to delete non-empty directory means you have to follow some steps. What are those? First, you have to delete all the files. If you have one directory, see, this is directory, these are file means, first you need to delete all these, then you can delete this. Okay, now if any subdirectories exist, see, now this is directory and this is another subdirectory, this has file, this is file. You have to delete this first, then you have to delete this, then the directory can be deleted. That is basically they are saying here. Okay, next is about the acyclic graph directories. The common subdirectory should be shared. Okay, now what is the common subdirectory that should be shared? Next is about the, see, here there is a root and it is linked to what? See, here one file it is linked, here one file commonly it is linked, another one file, and here you can see another one file. They are linked in each other. That is acyclic graph manner. And that is about the general graph. Is acyclic is different, general is different. Here the problem is, if there are cycles, we want to avoid searching components twice. Limit the number of directories accessed in a search. This you can go through this. Next is about the contiguous and linked disk space allocation methods. These are 2 allocation. Another method also will come, but it's not in your importance, so we will discuss only 2. Okay, now contiguous, if you see, requires that each file occupies a set contiguous block method, and it will have, see, that is b plus 1, b plus 2, b up to b plus n. See, b plus n minus 1. This is the basic idea here. Up to b to up to here it will have the directories. It will occupy those blocks. When you have the starting and the length of that, you can entry the, like when you have to entry some of the information for the directory, you can do the addressing in this manner. Now you can see there is a count that is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 up to 31, and you have a directory that is file is count and start what is the length of it, and count is having start of 0 and the length is 2, and tr is file name that is 14 and the length, that and all you can go through that. Okay. Next is about the disadvantages. Finding new space, that is space for a new file is difficult here as it is complex a bit. Next is satisfying a request size n. Okay, when they have a request for some size, that is a bit difficult here. Next is about the above algorithm suffer external fragmentation. External fragmentation whenever free space is broken into chunks. When there is a free space, they are broken into what many chunks, that is called as external fragmentation. I hope you got this. Next is about the linked allocation. Now we saw what we saw was contiguous, now is linked. See, there was no link between them, between themselves. In the link, what you will see, there will be a link between themselves. Okay. Now see, 1 is 16 is linked to 1 here, and 13 is 1, and here it is coming, and the arrow is going here in the start, and end is coming here, it is ending here. Like that, the arrows you have to do in a correct manner. Now if you see the advantages, there is no external fragmentation which you discussed earlier in this than contiguous. Next, any free blocks on free list used to satisfy a free disk for space, and you can continue to grow, and it is never necessary to compact disk space for sake of linked. Okay, now for example, if you take a file of 5 blocks, they have start at the block 9 and they continue at block 16, then 1, then 10, then finally at block 25. Each block has a pointer, that means it is pointing to next block, right? Next, these pointers are not made available at all the time to the user. The disk address requires 4 bytes. Okay, 4 bytes, that is basically to create a new file you have to do some entries, and you have to write means new block will be written there, and you have to read, that means following the pointers will block to block. There is no external fragmentation. This and all you have studied, right? Now we will see about the fourth question, that is about the access matrix of this. Okay, as a objects, domain as objects and its implementation. There you can see this object matrix. What is this? I'll basically say is there is a domain and there is a object. Okay, domain is named as d1, d2, d3 and d4, and f1, f2, f3 and printer is there for a object. Okay, now d1, the domain 1 will read it. Next, domain 1 with the function 3, object 3 will also be reading. Now you will have printing, right? Printer means what? It will print it. Next, you will read again, execute it. Next, read and write operation will happen, read and write operation will happen. Now you have to remember this diagram and you can explain this. How it will be implemented? These can be implemented in general, that will be having sparse matrix. Okay, sparse matrix, that is most of the entries will be empty. Okay, most of the sparse matrix means in many, you have one matrix means this is a matrix means many of the entries will be 0. This may be having some 2-3 elements. See, most of the elements are 0. That is basically sparse matrix. Okay, now they are not particularly useful for this application because of the way which the protection facility is used. Methods are global table, you can use access list for objects, and lock and key mechanism also it one of the important. Okay, now I have given all the methods that you can use here and you can go through that. Okay, next is the important numerical in this module is about the have given a following sequence. Okay, in the previous module what we studied about the algorithm, here it is also algorithm but it is related to disk arm. Okay, there what we studied LRU, FCFS and optimal, right? And this was best algorithm, as we got here 50% of the efficiency. Here what we will be studying, what is the total disk we need to find out. Okay, now let's see what they have mentioned as start track is 50. Now first you write the start position as 50. Now you have to follow one path so that it goes either to right or left to left. Now in order to see that, first what you can see here, 50, 95, 180, 34, 9, 119, 11, 123, 62 and 64. Now you can find out what is the difference between them and write in between those. Now you will find out, add these, okay, distances. You will get it as 644. Now what they have asked about the, this is for FCFS, that is first come first serve. This has come first, so you will serve it first. This has come second, you will serve it second. This has come, here you wrote 50 because they have given the track of 50 and ending is 199. Okay, that is the basic idea in FCFS. Now let's see shortest seek time first. What they are meaning is which is lesser, right? You have to follow one path so that which is lesser to it should be given. Okay, now 50 you will take, starting will be 50 only. Next what you will take, 62. Okay, you should follow one path. 62 if you take, what is next to it, 64. And near to 64 what is the element, 34. Near to 34 what is the element, 11. Near to 11 rather than this all except, next comes is 195. Next comes is what, 119. 119 after what, 123 near to it. Next is last is 180. Okay, this is basically how you take for this, and you can calculate here also distance. Next is about the look, that is you will follow right direction, that is you can follow either left or right. Okay, we will follow the right direction. That means 50, again 62, 64, and you will take the nearest to 64. Okay, now there you took near to 34, right? Near to 64 you took, and here you will take 95. You will be following one path. After 62 and 64 you will follow this path. Okay, like this 95, and near to that 119, 123, 180, 34 and 11. Then you will calculate the distance. Now circular look, that is circular, this is look, this is circular look. Okay, now again the same you will take, but the change here is, see, when you go from here they have mentioned the last position is to be what, 199. When you have that 180 to 134, right, you are going here. See, you can see here, when you are going to that, the last element they have given 199, means beyond that no elements are there. So what you will do, 180 to 199 you will take the distance. From there to where you started, 0, that is end position, and the initial position, not start. Okay, sorry, it is the initial position. Now where you will go, near to 0 is what, 11, then 34. I hope you got this, end and the initial, and then you will calculate all the distance between them and calculate this distance. This is about the finding the total distance between the FCFS, shortest seek time first, and look and see look. See look means a circular look. I hope you understood all the concepts here. I hope you found this video helpful. Thank you for watching the full video. I'll upload DDCO. The most requested video I'm getting is about the DDCO. I'll be surely uploading from tomorrow. For that, make sure to like, share, comment and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't. And please do share with your friends. It may be helpful for them also. Meet you on the next video. Until then, stay tuned. Bye bye.